Hello, users, and oh, sorry to start off today's show with some cringe, but my God, can you see this shit? Can you is this visible to you? What has to happen? I guess at this point we know I guess your boss has to lose the presidential campaign, but what has to happen in your life for you to tweet this? Right? Seriously, think about it. Pontificate for a moment. I'm sorry, I hate to be ad hominem here. But damn, this speaks for itself. This speaks for itself. Clearly, the Force the Vote march did not go well in Washington, D.C. I've got bad news, and it appears that only a couple people showed up. And those couple of people,
only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to be a piece of shit. But my lord, this was the event. Remember when I said there was going to be anywhere from 20 to 50 people? Remember? Amazing. God damn. This Force the Vote thing, I'm sorry, but this Force the Vote thing has become, really funny. We're at the point in Force the Vote where it's like when Donald Trump lost the election for the fourth time, when it was, all certified or something, and then that's when, you started seeing, all these lawyers come up, and then, Mitch McConnell was congratulations to Biden or whatever, and all these people are stop the steal, and then you see the Georgia rally where it's fight for Trump. This is we're at that point now. We're at that point where it's gone from kind of scary and kind of bizarre and what the fuck is going on to we know exactly what this is, and it's fucking funny as fuck, dude. This is when you see the Trump supporters on the fucking windows screaming at people. Remember the fucking the actual Stop the Steal rallies the night of the election. It's just it's just this has become really funny. I'm sorry, but again, this is what happens when you support AOC and Bernie. This is what happens when you don't. And it's not even, again, when you go against them more specifically, because they've been attacking AOC for a while now. And I don't know, man. I'm sorry, but again, I called this. This fucking Force the Vote thing is a sham. I feel sorry for everyone that actually spent money going there. If you're in DC for a couple days, just ditch that shit and go do another protest. Maybe go to get some takeout from some local food joints. If you want some recommendations, let me know. But seriously, my God, is this bad? This is so bad. And it gets worse. And it gets you might be thinking, wait a second. What? It gets worse? Yeah, it does. Check it out. So here's a really nice tweet chain here from Wokerism that I thought summed this up pretty well. So Bree Joy Gray, again, who's I guess in this is her version of a midlife crisis or something. I don't know what's going on. Kentucky Fried Comrade, can you come on the show briefly to put into perspective how stupid this is? Yeah, sure, why not? Add me on Discord. You got 5 minutes, bitch. Add me on Discord. But again, so Bree Joy Gray here has been having this little meltdown. She's going through a midlife crisis, but with her career, or I guess maybe an end of life crisis with her career. I'm not sure what's going on. So apparently some subsection of DSA or something, they put out an email to gauge interest on Force the Vote, and basically, long story short, no one gave a fuck, and barely anyone interacted with the thing. And Bree Joy is saying because the people that did interact, again, if you don't support Force the Vote, why would you click the button? You would just skim over and say, whatever. If you support Force the Vote, duh, you're gonna click the fucking button and you're gonna click the thing and you're gonna vote on your little website for them. If you don't support Force the Vote, you're just gonna go to the next email, right? So it's okay, Okay, right, but she's taking this as a huge win. And again, we have a really nice fucking tweet thread here that's just like extremely funny. But let's see. We're gonna have Kentucky Fried Comrade come on and give me a co-op debunk or dunk. Debunk and then also dunk. So get in here. You have 3 seconds to answer the call. Hello? Hello?
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. So you've been on Twitter. You've been enjoying the shit show. You've been making fun of her.
I've been in and out of it. I actually do want you to finish this particular line of thought because it's so good.
Okay, so you interrupted me. The line of thought has lost. What was I saying?
No, you were reading the wokerism thread.
Right, okay, so I'm going to read the rest of this. Just so we're clear, DSA National surveyed members about FTV and found only 20 members in support. FTV held a rally today, which Metro DC DSA included in a notice in our weekly digest, and only about 24 people came. DSA isn't holding FTV back. The energy just isn't there. I know, like, that's the worst thing. Like, imagine you're Briahna Joy Gray and you're thinking, this is going to be the start of something. I'm going to go there and everything is going to change. And then, like, no one shows up. And, like, that's the thing. To me, that entire, like, tweet is actually, like, the most crushing thing possible. Because it exposes, like, 3 or 4 different things. One being, no, this isn't, like, a vote on the, like... This isn't the vote that the DSA had that, like, Briahna Joy Gray pretends it is. No, it's like a handful of people of a subcommittee. And of that subcommittee, they couldn't get a quorum, and most people didn't care. And then they also most people are like, wait,
it.
What? Like, most people are probably like, what are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking like most people just don't know what the fuck this is, dude.
Yeah, and as wokerism put it, I don't know them in particular per se, but like the way they put it is basically like, yeah, like this is like I'm putting a little bit of my own editorial here, but like this is a flash in the pan thing that came out of nowhere that none of us were prepared for. We weren't doing like political planning for it, so it's just like, what do we look at it like? Oh,
well, you're forgetting the crucial fact that Jimmy Dore came up with the idea all by himself in 2 weeks. Remember, it took him 2 weeks. So I don't know if it only took him 2 weeks. Can you really blame him for not having an organizational apparatus behind it? But also at the same time, you don't need organizations. Like, they're DSA dickheads in Brooklyn, right?
Oh, yeah, no, they're just a bunch of, like, they're actually, like, corporate shells, last I heard.
I mean, I just, oh my god, this whole thing is just really funny. Like, the whole thing, like that's the thing, it's like, not only, and again, let me go back to this tweet with the, I would have stood there alone. I'm, like, this is sad to look at. Like, this, literally, when I saw this, my heart sank. Like, I was like, no. Because, like, I saw the tweet itself first before she, like, quote tweeted it. And I was like, yo, that tweet is hilarious. That is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. Right. And then someone showed me the fucking quote tweet. And I, like, again, my brain exploded. Like, if you see this, why would you boost this?
So I come at it from like a slightly different perspective. I agree with you. It is fucking hilarious, especially really for a lot of like background, like behind the scenes stuff. But like in my most fairest of fair brains, it's like I've known Bree's work. I have a lot of respect for her. But to see her just like have this weird meltdown over the past 24 hours is just like comical and disgusting.
The thing is, it's been building up. Like, it's been building up for like the last few weeks, and this is like the culmination of it. You know, this is like when you're playing Pokemon and you use Bide, and then like the fucking C dot takes 15 fucking turns, and then once you get that attack in there, you're good. You won the battle.
Well, and so I mentioned something about like kind of like contextual stuff behind this image. The first image of the Bernie rally, the one that's, you know, has like a bunch of an actual bunch of people.
Aren't those the DSA dickheads in Brooklyn though?
Oh no, that's just that's the health insurance companies.
Right.
But the unstated fact behind this image is that I have several friends. I think you have several friends who are kind of like within the same sphere. We like literally had friends who were on that bridge in the background who couldn't get into the park because there were just too many people at the time.
Yeah.
And so they were on the bridge taking pictures from the bridge because that was as close as they could get. So this image doesn't even do it justice. Meanwhile, you've got like a handful of people who like are like
So
I made the joke on Twitter that, you know, it's I'm thankful there wasn't a a Guy Fox mask in it, or a V for Vendetta mask for people who don't know what that means.
this is just so like I have
It's
the
pathetic.
image in large.
It's pathetic.
It's like I see like literally like I have seen spontaneous protests because I used to live in DC. So I have seen literal spontaneous protests happen in 30 minutes that have more people than this. Like that's why this is so bad. In 3 to 4 weeks, this is the culmination. And I know it's a pandemic. I know people are poor. Maybe Jimmy, instead of getting those $5,000 super chats and trying to save up for a pool or a jacuzzi, maybe if he were to start funding people's travels or something, maybe, you know, maybe he'd get more people to show up. Or maybe if Jimmy
if you
himself
talked about it for longer than 2 weeks, well, maybe people could plan around it.
But again, this is just embarrassing. It's embarrassing. And I've got some clips here. Actually, I don't know if you want to stay on the line. I've got some clips here that,
well, I want to let you do your thing. I don't want to like take up too much oxygen in the room, but I do have like a couple last things I want to say about that specifically. And I do
go for it.
Like if you can keep that image on screen.
Oh, it will be on screen. I might actually make this the new background of my, you know how it's like Nancy Pelosi in the car? I might make this like the new background of my stream. Like this is the 2021 edition.
No, but you brought up this point, and I've heard it like a couple times in different contexts of people saying like, oh, well, you know, pandemic. And yes, that is true. I don't want to like discount that per se.
I mean, let me also say that there were like hundreds of thousands of people celebrating when Joe Biden won the election. So,
oh, certainly. But like even not just that per se, because like that is such an event in and of itself. But like you had people around the country, not just in Minneapolis, but in San Diego. You know, I literally went to one of the marches. I saw the groups of people like marching for George Floyd. Like,
oh, it was every city. Like almost every, like literally almost every city like that has a population above 10 like had like some sort of event for it. Like, yeah. And that's the thing, is like you could do that with Force the Vote. You can do that with anything. But they just didn't for some reason.
But the point that I'm getting at is like people like activated on that very simple thing of police murdered somebody unjustly, and people were fed up and disgusted by the like unjust treatment of the police against people of color and against poor people generally speaking. And people were able to like recognize that, activate, and go march in the streets together. And they were able to do that on a fucking dime.
Yeah, overnight.
These are just podcasters. Saying like, "Oh, we want to do a thing now." And
that's
like,
the thing,
okay,
though.
You want to do a thing.
Like, that's the thing, is it's incredible. Like these people, like again, 35. Like I know Briahna Joy Gray has actually lost some money on her Patreon, but like she has all this money, but then like again, how do you have $35,000 a month on Patreon and you can't get like 500 people here yourself? Like that's what I'm saying. Like you've got all these people that are clearly extremely wealthy. Why can't you get them to show up?
Well, this gets to my other joke that I made about this image, and I made this on Twitter. I think you saw it. I don't remember if you did or something, but I've literally gone to Chapo Trap House live shows. Those, you know, you have to pay $25 to get in.
Like the actual in-person live shows?
Yeah, the actual in-person live shows. And Virgil Texas is a person on her show. So
Where has he? I don't pay attention to him, right? So I barely
Yeah.
know anything about any of the Chapo people. But like, the idea that I have not seen a single tweet or statement from that guy in the last month, that tells me something. And maybe he's out there doing a thing. I'm just somehow missing it. Maybe, right? Maybe. But like, where is he right now?
Well, I don't know, and I can't speak for him, but the thing is, like, just to kind of expand on what you're saying, I haven't seen anything from the Chapo crew like promoting this mindset. Period.
Like any of them?
None of them.
Oh my god.
And maybe I've missed something. I'm not like watching all of them like a hawk or anything, but I haven't seen anything from any of them really promoting this kind of nonsense. And the fact of the matter is a Chapo Trap House live show gets more attendance than this rally did, and people have to fucking pay to be there.
Stop. I'm gonna be honest. If I organized an event and had 4 weeks to do it, I feel like I could do something better. I'm not even joking. Like if I had four fucking weeks.
This is sloppy nonsense bullshit.
Was it like this is the event with like Nico House and stuff, right? Like maybe like what, don't team up with people like Nico House if you want to have like some sort of event. I don't know. Like I know I was turned off by that. Like, and I'm sure plenty of people were.
Well, I think it's actually pretty interesting you bring up Nico House. I think Nico House could put up like a post on his favorite foot fetishist forum about like, exclusive Tulsi Gabbard feet pics and get more turnout than this fucking rally did.
It's just so bad. And like, God bless everyone
really
who showed
bad.
up, because like I know they think they're doing something, and they're, I know that they're like, at least some of them are like in good faith, and they think they're doing something, and they're just, they're in the podcaster world, and they want to be an activist because they want to do all this stuff, but they don't really have the gateway for it, so they just follow their favorite podcaster. I get it, I understand, and God bless them, but wowie.
There is another aspect to this. This will be kind of my last thing, but I do think it is like pretty funny. Is there
any way we can crank up your speaking to 1.25x?
There is a handful of videos from the perspective of the speakers who like aren't looking at the audience, and so they are going back and forth. And just like they're treating it like a professional political rally.
I'm gonna actually show a video of Nick Briahna after you're done here.
It's hilarious.
And they're oh my god, I gotta watch the Brie one too, but I forgot to fucking open that. Maybe I'll do that one. I don't know. But the fucking Nick Briahna one, he's like, I guarantee motherfucking to you that like little speech is going to be remastered in like a campaign ad like in the next 6 months for something. Like I guarantee fucking to you, like with him with the fucking like just with he's in the winter and he's speaking in front of nobody, like what I mean.
It's like it is amazing. It is literally the meme from Arrested Development of there's dozens of us.
Yeah. I have more people watching the stream right now than we're at this rally. That's not necessarily comparable, but I'm going to take it as a win. I'm going to take it as a win.
It's also true.
So
I just want to say real quick, I love your work, Andrea, and thanks for having me on. I want to let you do your thing, but yeah, thanks for having me here.
I appreciate you. Thank you. Goodbye. It's also pronounced Andrea, but you have a good one. I'm going to censor their free speech. Anyway, thank you for that one. Impromptu, guest commentary. That's less work for me. And guess what? I'm not going to give him a cut of the check. Fuck that guy. Right? So, thank you for that one. But anyway, I want to make